fam, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Cannabis Queen, checking in on a Friday night, just making sure you guys have your list ready for the week when, Sunday rolls around and you're like, okay, what am I getting ready for next week? I'm here just to help guide you in that direction. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe, share the video so that everybody can get in on this cannabis boom. Everybody you know, right? So thank you again so much for tuning in. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so first, I've been getting some questions about how much to start with. I want to kind of start there. And so my best advice on that end is to start with as much as you can afford. Like I told you in the last couple of videos, to be aggressive with this. So what does be aggressive mean, Norma? That means buy as many shares as you can afford. But you always want to play the market with the understanding that, this could possibly not work out the way you planned. And so while I'm saying be aggressive, I also want you to be smart and diversify. Make sure you don't put all your eggs in one basket, but definitely build up your position. My mentor used to tell me all the time, make sure that you have enough to make an impact. And what that simply meant was that, you want to make sure that when the market does do whatever it does, or when your stocks or whatever holdings you have do mature and actually grow over time, that you have enough shares that it's going to make a significant difference in your portfolio, in your account size. So what that means is, where do you start? If you could start with, $500 or $1,000 and just build your position from there, I would say that's a good place to start. I'm sure there's going to be some people that disagree with me, but you asked me, so I'm telling you, really as much money as you can. If you get your tax return back and you have a significant tax return, then put half of it into a portfolio. And don't just buy, small penny stocks. Buy some, brand name stocks, something that you're familiar with as well. Yes, put some things in your portfolio that are cannabis related. You should absolutely do that. But also build in some other areas. I love makeup, so I buy Estee Lauder stocks. I try to concentrate my areas. I buy Ulta. I spend a lot of money in Ulta, so I buy Ulta stocks. So those are the types of things that I'm saying. Like, make sure that you diversify your portfolio with other things that are going to really have some good growth potential other than cannabis. But definitely build on the cannabis side. Now, of course, the disclaimer here, and I'm going to include the written disclaimer somewhere over here. I just want to make sure that you guys know that I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot offer you any type of financial advice. You have to be willing to speak to a financial advisor if you have questions, or if you don't quite understand what you're embarking upon, then definitely get with the financial advisor so that someone can help you better understand what you're entering into and the risks that are involved. Okay? All right, got that out the way, got that disclaimer in there. Here we go. All right, so as much as you can start with is the answer to that question. The whole point is to get started. Don't let money size or not having what you think other people have keep you from getting involved in this market. That's not the answer, okay? Whatever you can get started with, get started. I have another video where I actually gave you the routing numbers to the brokers so that, if you have an employer, or if you just want to be able to set up even with your bank account. I know that I have automatic bill pay through my bank account, and so you can actually go in and route money to your brokerage account so that you can actually, if you want to use that as a bill paying statement or something, just route money there every 2 weeks, every week, every month, whatever you want to do, so that you can actually have funds there and available for you to make trades when you choose to. So the answer to that question is however much you can afford, like, go for it, okay? Go for it. I'm super proud of you just for getting in the market, so go for it. All right, so what are we getting into tonight? What is on our list to pay attention to? So what is on my list tonight? What I'm doing my study on, and this is Norma, I'm doing my own study. So you do your study, and you make your decisions accordingly. But where I'm looking tonight is at the Cannabis Technologies. And the ticker symbol for that stock is B as in boy, L as in Lance, O as in Oscar, Z as in Zoo, F as in Frank. Okay, so look up Cannabis Technologies and tell me what you think down in the comments. I would love to get your input on that. But what Cannabis Technology, a little bit about the company. It says it's the developer of the cannabis marijuana breathalyzer for law enforcement and the workplace. So there's going to be a need for that. It's pleased to report that it has received an initial version of its portable handheld device that will provide for easy collection of breath samples at the point of care. So if they pull you over, then they could break out the little breathalyzer, the cannabis breathalyzer, and see, you know, how much is in your system or something, which is going to be good. I mean, law enforcement's all over the country are going to be using this. We have almost every state. You know, I think we're lacking about 10 or 12 states now that aren't doing any type of cannabis, but that's going to change. And so as we see people getting more into the cannabis market, or into the cannabis arena, if you will, we're going to have things and mechanisms in place to test people. I know there's been articles that have been coming out about incidents and different people being high behind the wheel, stuff like that. So, you know, there's going to be this sector that's going to want to monitor and regulate this area. And so because of that, you have opportunities there as well. So don't shun this kind of stuff, because we're not the judge and jury. Like, I'm not the judge and jury. I don't know what, you know, I'm not judging any part of it. I'm just looking at the potential for growth in a particular area. That's what we pay attention to, right? Right. So these companies are working together. Sorry about that mumble jumble I just read, but these companies are working together to develop, to come up with the prototype for this particular device. And so I don't need to read all of that. You guys can look that up, but it's Cannabis Technology, and it says it completes the breath collection unit and provides update. That's the kind of thing you want to be paying attention to. Like, this stock right now is trading for $1.32. I could definitely, from my end, eye on this, because I just see growth potential in that area. If this turns out to be a successful device, then all the, companies all over the world are going to be wanting to use something like this. We know here we're going to need something like that. So those are the type of things that I'm trying to get you to kind of funnel your thinking toward. You know, what will be the need? Where will we see the need? So we know pharmaceutical wise, medical, we're going to see a need. There's going to be a need for cannabis-based medicines. So also there's going to be a need for cannabis-based technology. So this is another way to diversify your portfolio and start thinking, okay, so I got the pharmaceuticals covered. So now I want to start looking at some technology-based plays. And so this is just one of many where I'm sure, there's the potential for some growth. So go ahead and put cannabis technologies on your list and see if you can do some research on that, if you like it, or if you don't like it. This is all up to you. This is something that, you would want to pay attention to. With my addiction tonight, I don't know why I can't talk, but I'm going to try to make it through. I'm not going to hold you guys forever. I'm coming up on 10 minutes and I'm almost at my limit. So that's one stock. If I come up with some more, I'll put them in the description. But I wanted to definitely, that was on my radar, and I wanted to bring that up. And I'm looking at Future Farms. Not big news as far as Future Farms Technologies is concerned. And tonight is Technologies. We're talking about a little bit of tech plays here. But there's some potential here. This stock is trading for about 20 cents a share. And right now, it's really not having a whole lot of movement. I was looking at the charts earlier and just kind of see it. And there's really nothing. No real movement on this particular stock. But it is something that you may want to just, put on your radar and get some information about it. I know at one time it was moving a little bit, but it's really been kind of flat and consolidating, not doing anything actually. But Future Farms has some, some news out, so we'll go ahead and look at that. It's on my radar. This is the reason why I just keep going back and forth watching it, because it's on my radar too. But it says Future Farms to expand ownership in Puerto Rico dispensaries. So that's some good news. Expansion is always good. Future Farms is pleased to announce that it has reached an agreement with its Puerto Rico partner TCG Investments, owner of the Clinica Verde brand of medical cannabis dispensaries. And that agreement is to expand its ownership interest in Puerto Rico subsidiary. Expanded interest in FFPR comes at a time of tremendous growth for the medical marijuana industry in Puerto Rico. More than a year after the island was devastated by Hurricane Maria, which created millions of dollars in damage for medical marijuana businesses alone, the island now has over 100 licensed medical marijuana businesses in operation to serve its more than 56,000 patients. That's awesome. Okay, TCG is proud to partner with Future Farms to execute their joint venture, says Christopher Foster, CFO of TCG. Our success to this date is the result of careful planning and strategic growth. These new dispensaries will help us continue executing our strategy and benefit from Future Farms' expertise and resources. So basically he's saying that, you know, things are kind of getting back to normal and they're starting to see some growth again. Puerto Rico is a strategic location for Future Farms expansion given its soaring patient population and increasing social acceptance of medical cannabis. So there's all kinds of good news here, I think. This article came out on February the 5th, so a few days ago. And there's still a lot here. You know, this article is pretty good and they cover a lot of information. So if you get a chance, the name of the article is Future Farm to Expand Ownership in Puerto Rico Dispensaries. And so that's just some information that you could possibly look at for Future Farm Technologies. So those are our two picks for tonight. I'm coming up on 15 minutes, so I gotta keep that short. I don't want to go too long. I know I can get pretty extensive, so I think I covered two good technology stocks tonight. I'll try to come back sometime this weekend if I see anything doing my research tonight that you guys need to know about. I will definitely include that, and I will pop back in and give you guys that information. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. We got two good stocks, Cannabis Technologies and Future Farms, to look at for the weekend. Do your research. Make sure you get all the information that you need to be able to make smart stock decisions. All right? Don't forget to like, subscribe. I'll see you on my next video. Let's get this money.